Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the 5 minute time frame. As you can see, Bitcoin trying to hold this yellow line as support. And we will get back to that in just a second. Here's my channel. I've made some changes to the channel. I have this crypto essentials section where I'm going to start posting videos, and I have um, that I think are essential and key to my outlook on the market. Um, I have the Bitcoin CME futures gap myth debunked. I have the crypto market channel theory. So take a look at the videos in there. Um, And while we're here, well, I have it on another screen. I, um, oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up, you'll see a link to Alto IRA. That's the crypto IRA account or company that I use. I tried that other one that was shilled on a whole bunch of other channels, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about them. They're a piece of crap as far as I'm concerned. Um, I tried to open an account with them. I had a lot of problems, and I got absolutely no customer service from them. I tried emailing them twice, and nothing, no response whatsoever. They denied me an account, and I have no explanation for it. It's very simple to open here. I've had no problems. They use at Alto. They use Coinbase. Um, as their custodian and to do trading, and it's great. So if you're interested in something like that, I'd go to Alto IRA and ignore, or Google. This is not financial advice. Google crypto IRA and see what comes up. Check on all the companies. Don't necessarily go for the one that's shilled on all the other channels. Um, and like I said, I have no idea. The documents I gave them were my actual California ID and all my real information. I have no idea what their problem was. And it's all the same information I've given to many other exchanges and um, whatever. So there's that. Um, and I want to give kudos to Tyler S., who I haven't heard him talk about Bitcoin dominance before, but he was talking about Bitcoin dominance the other day. I was like, oh my God, finally, someone that's seeing it the way I see it, similarly too, and actually discussing what's going on with it. Get people, I don't know, any discussion of it I've seen in the past, I don't know. Tyler explained exactly what was happening and what I said um, recently. Is that this part in the market right here is the same part that we're in right here. And this is what Bitcoin does. He didn't go into the spilling cups pattern that I have. Now, this is a video I made 4 months ago. Whoops. Yeah, see it? Listen. Spilling cups. Spilling cups. We go in there, spill out into this cup, spill out into this cup. Same things over here. Same thing going on here. Although back 4 months ago, you see this was 4 months ago. Let's stop him from talking. You can see this was 4 months ago. And I thought we were ready to spill out here and didn't quite do that. You'll see here on my Bitcoin dominance chart. Okay, this is back. No, this is current. No, this is back then in 2019. It spilled out of those cups. This is on a daily. I think that other one was on a weekly view. So here's the arrow I drew back then 4 months ago, thinking we were about ready to dump out of here. And of course, that's not what happened. You can see that we did uh, continue up from there, and actually did reach a target from this symmetrical triangle here. Well, it's pretty much a symmetrical triangle. So we just about reached that target right there. Um, but at this point, I think that's the highest for now that Bitcoin. It's obviously dumping. Dominance Bitcoin is dumping against the altcoins, or it's not dumping. It's bleeding. And I do think probably we will start heading down somewhere along this way. Not this, not as steep as a move as we won't continue this steep acceleration downwards. We're going to probably chop sideways and downwards back to the base of this second cup. We're filling a second cup, similar to what we did back here in 2019. Where we have the one cup and then the second cup. And the one cup and then the second cup. Now you'll see that after we did dump out of this second cup, before we dumped out of the second cup, we did start heading downwards like we're doing now, and then had this spike as we started our next bull run, our parabolic bull run, I believe. And then once we started heading into that, the altcoins quickly outpaced Bitcoin in the second half of that bull run. And so I believe something similar will happen where let's turn that off. Where we start coming down here. The cups aren't quite matching up exactly because this is the halving event right here, approximately mid-April. And I don't think our next bull run will start till about June or July afterwards. So maybe we just come down, I don't know, come down something like this. I don't think Bitcoin will outpace the altcoins heading into the halving. I'm looking for Bitcoin. Possibly we don't follow these channels down. Possibly Bitcoin just kind of trades right along here. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens. But anyway, regardless of whether it trades here, it would be outpacing altcoins. We'd have to see. I don't think it's going to outpace altcoins. It probably does it a little choppy sideways. I think there will be at times that Bitcoin will have extreme runs over the course. Here, maybe we come down here, Bitcoin accelerates back up here, and altcoins, and then Bitcoin, and then altcoins, something like that. That makes a lot of sense right there. And then right about here, Bitcoin's maybe would start outpacing altcoins. We come back up to this line here at about 55%, and then that would be the final where altcoins start outpacing Bitcoin, maybe something like that. Anyway, it's certainly a good possibility. Now, so we've discussed Bitcoin dominance. Okay, let's talk about the expansion off the 2-day and the 5-day and all that other stuff. We have the BBWP indicator here. We have stochastic indicator here. We don't really need that as much because we know where price is going. But we've been discussing ad nauseum this indicator and the extreme low volatility that we've hit. Um, we've been covering the failed expansion off the 2-day over this period for since this whole time right here, um, and the other time frames as well. Now, if you wait for confirmation way over here, you're kind of missing. You missed part of the move. You have to catch it right away. Back here on October 13th and 14th, and that's when we were talking about moves upwards. Well, this is later on. Where's my other? Well, you know what? When is this? This was 3 weeks ago. No, that's right. Okay, I don't know what I was looking at. This is October 12th right here. So yeah, we were talking about expansion, um, moving up here. We had moved here. We had moved here. We had fallen out here, and we were talking about moving up here. So we were predicting this move upwards then, and you really got to pay attention. I really suggest you subscribe and follow this channel because you'll get insight to the moves that we are making. This is where we were talking about this big move, and it's exactly what happened. I was very excited about everything that was going on here, especially as we broke through these lines here, the blue and red dashed lines. We were breaking through um, the 5-day and through all the Gaussian channels. The daily, the 5-day, and the weekly all converged here, and we were breaking through various parts of them right at this time, and I covered it on a 5-minute time frame. It was very, very exciting because I knew this explosion. We're about to see this explosion, and this is just the beginning of it. Okay, it's still moving onwards and upwards, as I'm about to show you. Now, if you were waiting for the 2-day to expand and didn't get in here when we were talking about the boom coming up, um, you missed part of it. Now, I also made a video. I also made a video back here. Why I FOMO'd into Bitcoin at 28.7 2 weeks ago. Why I FOMO'd into Bitcoin at 28.7. That's about 2 weeks ago. Right around here. Why I FOMO'd into Bitcoin at 28.7 after I had seen this run up here. Why did I do that? Because of this. Okay? So follow this channel. Listen, I know it's boring. Increase the speed to 2 times. You can do that right up. If you're on your YouTube channel, somewhere up here, there's a cog wheel that looks like this. Click on it. Click the playback speed up to 2 times, and don't try to listen to this video while you're doing something else. You need to sit down and pay attention to it because there's all this shit on the screen, and you need to be able to look through it and understand what I'm talking about. I know I'm confusing. It's because I'm a crazy triangle guy, but if you can understand what I'm talking about, you'll probably uh, duo. So this is the 2 day time frame, and so let's go to the 5 day. And again, if you waited till the second part, you missed this other huge candle right here on the 23rd of October, the 5 day period beginning then. So if you waited for that expansion confirmation, because right here it hadn't even expanded yet. And that's when the 2 day, you already missed some of the 2 day, but the 2 day had confirmed then. 5 day confirmed on the next expansion, but you missed that candle. So you got to anticipate these moves. Now, same thing on the weekly. The weekly started expanding here about the same time. You could call that a confirmation, same day as the 5 day. But the previous week it wasn't confirmed yet, although we had already seen a big candle upwards. Um, and then if you waited all the way till here, you really missed the whole shebang. Now, what's interesting is that on the 2 week, look at where we're at. We're still at 9. We're under 10% still on the 2 week. It has not expanded yet. So what does that tell you? I'm trying to look back at other times when we've had extremely low volatility. Maybe something like back here. That's probably not a good example. Back, well, we haven't really gotten as low on the 2 week in other time frames. But this is probably a good example where 2 week hasn't expanded yet. Let me take this off of, because this is probably about around the same part of the market that we were in. Probably back here ish. I don't know. Who knows? We're in somehow it was somewhere in this part of the market. Um, but we hadn't expanded yet here, although we did come up quite a bit. We hadn't quite expanded here yet, and then when we did, we had these other big moves. So you know what? I expect big moves coming once we start expanding off of this. I mean, not big moves coming, or big moves continuing, and it just gives further support to the what I expect to see over the next few months. That this bull rally is continue into January. It's hard for people to. It's hard for. It seems that it's really hard for people to understand and accept that we're beginning our bull. We're beginning the. I mean, we began our bull market back in January of this year, and technically in October 13th of 2022, but we're starting to see more price action increase at a greater rate um, from here on out. And it's really hard for people to believe, I guess, that we're in that stage of the market. I mean, come on, give me a break. We've been trading sideways for so long. We've been through the shit of this market, through the pullback, the huge pullback from 70,000 down to 15,000, and the sideways shit. But now we've recovered from 15 all the way up to 35 now. But I don't know if people really if you believe that we're going to like 200,000, which I do, 187 to 225 in the next year and a half, how do you think we're going to get there if we don't start moving now? I don't know what people think. You think we're just going to go sideways 30, 40,000 for another year or so, and then all of a sudden, boom, oh, we're just suddenly going to be at 200,000. I don't know what people are thinking. Why I think people just want to fail. A lot of people want to be miserable and fail and not believe. I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, 2 weeks about to expand, and when does that close? Oh my God, it just closed. So that's not even going to close for another 2 weeks. So over the course of the next 2 weeks, what this is telling me, since it's just starting, it is coming upwards. It's telling me the next 2 weeks are going to be explosive, and that you're going to miss out if you wait for confirmation on this. And let's look at the monthly. The monthly isn't down below 10%, but it's down as low as it's ever gotten, and it's starting to curve upwards too. And so, yeah, if you, it's starting to curve upwards, and price action is moving upwards. So we're going to get a huge move upwards over the next few months. It's just inevitable. I mean, I don't even know. There's not even really any point in arguing it. So here we are still battling on the 5 minute time frame with this yellow line. Let's see what the total three is just taken off. When I started making, I deleted another video because I didn't. I was babbling on even more than this one, and it was at only 1.2, and now it's 1.6%. And that was maybe not even a half hour ago. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it was down here. And now it's continuing on up here. See, this is why it's telling me that I don't know why Bitcoin is dicking around at that yellow line. Somebody's trying to hold it down, and it's not going to work. The bears are really trying to make Bitcoin go down to 31.8, is what it is. It's what I truly believe. They're trying to force a dump. It's not going to work. They're not going to scare. Everybody's holding on. You're not going to be able to scare enough people out of their coins to get it to dump that far. So, um, anyway, let's get off of a 5 minute here and look at what's going on with the altcoin market. Now, so the altcoin market, this white line is the neckline of our inverse head and shoulders pattern. See, we broke through it. We did come back down and attempt a retest, and that's about as far as we got. Now, I believe these lines are pretty accurate. The thicker one is based on a daily or weekly time frame, where we have candle wicks that I don't really understand. But the thinner line is on a 12-hour time frame, which is totally understandable to me, and you can see how we came right up to that line at various points. But we also did interact with the thicker line, so there you go. And I've noticed that when I draw other trend lines and stuff, it depends on what lines the market are looking at, and I've seen them. I've drawn lines based on one perspective and on another perspective, and it seems that price action interacts with both of them because you got other people that are seeing the same lines in different perspectives, and they trade accordingly. So that's as close as we got into a retest of this line. Now, could we do it somewhere down the line? Possibly. It would create like it would. I mean, it would need a big FUD event in order to do that, because already we are. Oh, we're almost 4% above that line. And I believe we're going to continue onwards and upwards here. Pretty soon we're going to be 10% above that line. And to have a 10% dump in the altcoins certainly isn't out of the question. But when you think about stuff like that, you got to consider the stage of the market we're in too. Now the altcoins have been beaten down since June of 2023 when Gary really when he named a bunch of altcoins as securities in his attack against Binance, his unjustified attack against Binance, and it caused this huge dump, and they haven't really recovered since then. But there's no reason for them to be here other than Gary, and you should write your congressman and ask that he be and demand that he be uh, convicted, investigated, and charged with market manipulation. I'm very serious about that. Um, so, aside from Gary and his FUD, we would not be down here. We would be continuing on up here. And whenever there's a black swan event or what have you that causes the market to dump, what you see in the months later is that the market recovers back to where it would be without that FUD or whatever was going on. So I do see us continuing onwards and upwards here um, at a pretty steep pace until we get back into these lavender parallel channels here, and then we continue this price action as we saw it um, from when we started our bull run in January and onwards and upwards in this fashion. So, okay, that's that. Do I want to talk about anything else? Bitcoin dominance. I did talk about Bitcoin dominance, didn't I? I'm going to stop because I don't remember if I talked about that on the. Well, I don't think I talked about Bitcoin dominance on this video. I did on the previous one that I deleted, and basically, I'm gonna have this video is long enough, so I'm gonna have to do it later on. But I wanted to give a shout out to Tyler S. And so I saw him do a Bitcoin dominance video recently, just a couple days ago or so, where he actually explained it properly. And I haven't seen anybody else do that. He pointed out that this section here the same, is in the same part of the cycle as this section that we're currently in. And this is what dominance is going to do. Um, this is the spilling cup video that I made 4 months ago, where I discussed all this. Um, anyway, that's all I'll say right now. And because this is an older picture, things have played out differently, and I want to get into that. So, yeah, good. I like Tyler. I like Zombie. Good guys. And Crown. Look, there's Zombie right there. I mean, not Zombie. That's Tyler. And I don't know who all these other people are. These are just. I definitely don't watch CNBC or A&E. I don't know why. There's George. I didn't listen to his walking video yet. Um, Crown, Eric Crown. I gotta listen to that. I'll probably listen to that today as I'm driving around. I like him, but you know what? He's a Bitcoin maxi, so gotta take him with it. You know, whatever. I don't know about Rob. Rob is one of those that tells you 95% truth, but he has an agenda when he talks about the 4-year cycle and things like that. Why does he show it to you on a regular chart than instead of a parabolic chart? Because he's trying to make you think that everything trades flat other than the parabolic runs. And if you listened to that, you would have missed the 15%, $15,000 to $35,000 run that Bitcoin has had over the past year. Now, he covers it up by saying that he DCAs and all that other stuff. So he says one thing and then shows you charts showing another thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm done ranting. See you next.